again. Why do I always start solo episodes with some sort of weird sing-songy? I was just saying I kind of like I wrote down what I'm talking about, but like none of it matters. You know what I mean? So like what am what am I ever talking about on a solo episode? Let's call it the elephant in the room immediately, which is something I like to do. I did not have time to like do my hair, so we did a mousse situation. So please bear with the flyaways. I'm just feeling very self-conscious about them. Also my grays are really showing. It's fine. Everything's fine. Also, I've been really enjoying drinking wine out of a whiskey glass. It's been making me very horny. I don't know. I like the thickness of the lip. I like that I just hold it like this in my palm. Look at my nails. How cute are they? My nail tech is back from maternity leave. Thank God, praise Jesus. I know I brought it up on my last solo episode how crazy my experience was last time. But do you know how validated I felt when I sat down? First of all, I said, "Hello, Rachel. How are you? How's your baby? Thank God you're back." She goes, "Who did your nails?" I said, "Phenomenal question. I'm so glad you asked. Mindy. Mindy did my nails. She should be fired." I didn't say fired, but I was like quick to call her out, quick to tattle, you know? And she goes, "What? What did she the shape? It's just not your normal shape." And I said, "I know. I asked for my normal shape. I went in with nails and I said, just these, but shorter. Do the same thing, you know, because I knew you were out. I was like, let's just be simple. Let's just do polka dots." She said, my nail tech goes, "They look like Minnie Mouses." And I said, "Let me show you the photo that I wanted, Rachel." Okay. Showed her the photo. And she was like, "I'm so sorry. They look really bad." I said, "I know." And she goes, "How much does she charge you?" I showed her the receipt and she said, "Wowza." It's just really validating. You know what I mean? Like the relationship between a human and their nail person is very important. And so the fact that she just like completely got where I was coming from and was just like, she's like, "You should have asked her my husband." I said, "First of all, didn't know your husband worked here. Second of all, thought he might have been out on paternity leave if that was the case. Like, hello." She's like, "Okay, sorry. Anyway, I'm back. Don't worry. These look phenomenal." That's all I have to say about that. Welcome to Adultish Wines Podcast, where we're grown enough to pay bills, but messy enough to still text our exes. Grab a glass of wine and let's get adultish. These past weeks, 2 weeks, I have felt so productive, so motivated. I just wish I felt like this all the time. Sometimes to-do lists and things that things that you have to do are so debilitating. Not these ones. I've been knocking shit off my list. Why? Like, what's the difference? I don't know. I do feel like I've just been like taking Adderall. I haven't been taking Adderall. I'm not on Adderall. I did take Adderall once actually for not for anything. Oh my God, it was back when I was working for a PR company and I think this is illegal, but I was working for a PR company and I just couldn't concentrate. Like we just had so much to do. There was just a lot going on. And a friend of mine was like, "Do you want an Adderall?" And I was like, "Okay, give me half." Took half, and I was doing all my tasks. I had to book a flight for like a one of our reality TV stars, and I had to like pretend I was her, and like I had to go get coffee and the boss's Subway sandwich and like all this, and I was just like that, like killing it. That's how I feel like I've been for the past 2 weeks. It's felt really nice, and I guess it's just like all natural. I've been back in the gym slowly, like we're starting off slow. Don't be crazy. I'm walking 10K steps a day. I I thought like because I walk my dog and or foster dogs all day every day. I thought walking 10K steps a day, like I guess I was walking maybe 5 to 7,000. Like looking back at the history, about 2 to 3 miles a day I've been walking with the dogs. 10,000 steps is like 5 miles ish. That's like it's kind of a lot. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of time to walk. Does that make sense? So like in the morning, I have to make sure I walk at least 2 miles to get those out of the way. Then, depending on what I have going on in the afternoon, I might even need to walk 3 miles. And my walking pace, Pedro likes to sniff around and stuff. Or if I have to take the dogs on separate walks, like I just really have to think about a strategy for hitting 10K. I'm just saying it's not something that is just like everyone walks 10K steps in a day. I don't like when people, I don't know. Now I get when people are like, I have to go home, I have to walk more steps, like when they're doing like the 75 hard and stuff. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like You have to intentionally try to walk 10K steps. But yeah, back in the gym, that's the moral of the story. So maybe that's how. Whiners, as y'all know, sometimes we talk about hard things on the pod, and the stigma around mental health is one of them. That's why I'm so happy to have BetterHelp Therapy as a sponsor. There's no shame in the therapy game. You don't need to have a serious clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety to go to therapy. You can just be a regular human with regular humanish to figure out. Therapy can even just help you with everyday tools for everyday life. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and accessible. I know finding a therapist can be the most intimidating step of starting this journey, and the benefit of BetterHelp is that it's online, remote, and you get matched with a professional therapist within days. Use the link in the description of this episode or go to betterhelp.com/adultish. It's so easy, you will not regret it. Don't be scared if you don't love the first therapist you're matched with, you can easily switch. That's one of the things I was worried about. When I tell my whole life story to one person, I have to switch to another one because I'm not really getting along. So this one, you don't have to worry about the network, the insurance, blah, blah, blah. So if you need an unbiased professional to vent to, or whether you have anxiety, PTSD, depression, or family issues, I think BetterHelp is a great place to start. Click the link in the episode description or go to betterhelp.com/adultish for 10% off your first month. Love you, whiners. Helping my productivity, my motivation, feeling good about things kind of vibe. Let's do a couple wines of the week from our whiners, from my whiners, listeners. Love you guys. Okay, the first one is Stop Telling People They Look Tired from @FSicily79. Stop telling people they look tired. What a crazy thing to walk up and say to somebody. Like, oh my God, you look so tired. Or, hey, you look tired. Like, there's no inflection of voice that is going to sound good. Hey, girl, you look tired. Hey, friend, you look tired. No, that is such an insult. Maybe saying, hey, you've been up to a lot lately. Are you tired? No, just leave it out. I don't think you can say that. I don't think you could say that. I remember in middle school, as you can see, by the way, I am so tired. By the way, if you see me, I do look tired, but don't tell me I do. I literally walked in the studio and I said that. They were like, how are you? I'm like, I'm tired. I'm doing so many things in a day right now, but I love it. I'm so lucky. How lucky am I to be doing multiple things I love in one day? Okay, that's what I'm sticking to. But stop telling people they look tired. I know I talked about a couple episodes ago. Stop telling people that they're too pretty not to smile. Like, stop talking to people about their appearance. How about that? How about that? That was a good wine, homie. F Sicily. The next one of the week is this government shutdown. Yeah, at Jennifer Lynn 6886. Jennifer, let's talk about this government shutdown. Here's the thing. Let's be honest. I don't know all the ins and outs about it. But what I do want to talk about is the fact that there are humans working without being paid to work. That's just what I want to talk about. What, like, it's crazy to even say, like, what a good human for doing that, because, like, I wouldn't want to work for free. Like, and don't call me a good human for, like, I don't want to work for free. Nobody wants to work for free. No, people can't work for free in this economy. So, shout out to everyone that did. Like, you're an exemplary human. You're not a good human. That's not like a standard that people like, oh, people should just expect you to do that. That's like above and beyond. Whoa. Like, you are some sort of hero doing that for your fellow humans. I did see that I guess they're like the people who did that at some airports are getting like a huge bonus and stuff on top of back pay, which is great. Like, oh my gosh, they deserve that. That's so awesome. Like, because who knows what was going to come out of that. Oh my God, this government shutdown. At this point, when you're listening to the episode, we are already like the papers have been signed. Trump has signed. We're good to go. But um, there is a potential for it to be shut down again, is what I'm trying to say. And I did book a flight in all of this. I booked a flight. I'm supposed to be going to Seattle. And so, like, TBD. You know what I mean? Like, we will see how that works. Okay. I mentioned this already, but speaking of Adderall, Why am I doing consistently 3 to 4 things every day? I think I need to cap. Oh, this wine has gotten a bit warm. I think I need to cap my social calendar at 2 things a day because there's always room for a last minute third to be added. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, for example, somebody texted me yesterday and said, "What are you doing today?" My answer was working, nail appointment, reuniting stray dog with their owner, and being a guest on somebody's podcast. That's 4 things. Now, I do work every day, so like maybe that is always there, and then 2 things on top of that. Nail appointment, 1, and then guest on a podcast, 2. Then there was room for the random thing that came up, which was reuniting a stray dog with their owner, which I will get into. Today, what am I doing today? What did I do? What the frick day is it? Oh my God, sometimes my brain be leaving me. It'd be exiting mid-thought. Mid-thought. What would I do today? It is literally not even midday. So I'm recording 2 episodes of the podcast. And then I'm going to, that's what it is. And then I'm going to a friend's birthday Pilates class. And then I am going to a last minute gala invite. Why did I say yes to the gala invite? I mean, it does look fun and it's for the cause is something I like, which is dogs. Or not just dogs, but rescued animals, I think. But like, could I have just said no? Yeah, but no, I want to go. I want to go. I want to put on a dress. I want to meet some fun people. I want to go to support the animals. But what I'm saying is, I'm pretty tired. And maybe I'm tired also because of walking 10K steps a day, going to the gym 3 times a week, and then working normal hours, and then podcasting as well. Speaking of all that, I think I'd like to look for an intern. I've been shouting from the rooftops that like I don't want anyone to work for me for free. This is different. This is very different because like an intern, since I am a real business, Adultish Wines LLC, hello. Like that PR company that I worked for, I was an intern there first. Like I got experience at a PR company working behind the scenes, seeing how it all went down, working directly with the founders of the PR company, going to red carpets. Like that experience was part that you work as an intern, you get the experience. So like that's the only way I'm allowing somebody to work for me for free and like room for growth. But I think I need some assistance. I think I'm like I don't think I need somebody to like necessarily take content for me. Maybe. I guess maybe they could have some ideas of content, like potentially that could work. But I'm thinking more so like uploading to YouTube, uploading the podcast, creating captions, scheduling reels, helping schedule with guests, um, maybe like keeping an eye out for fun, great new guests to invite on the podcast or like fun topics to talk about, like that kind of thing. Would that be something that someone might be interested in? I mean, I guess I'm asking that question. It sounds like I want an answer from you. Like, yeah, if that's you, raise your hand, shout out, DM me. But also, just in general, like that would be a good opportunity for somebody, right? Like 10 hours a week. How fun. Like you get the experience of working on behind the scenes of a podcast. Like you come to set with me, kind of stuff. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just need some help. So I thought that would be a good way to do it because like I just need help. I just need help. I just need help. Did I tell you guys that my AC and my washer went out on the same day? Yeah, it's fine. No, I'm an overachiever. Yeah. My AC, like I could feel like it wasn't really working and I noticed that. And then I texted my friends and they were like, change your air vents or your vents. And I was like, oh duh, change those. Great. First thing. The next day it completely stopped. At that point I had my dog and Carmela, my foster dog. No, it was actually like a cooler week in Houston. It was like in the 80s, not the high 90s. So I wasn't like totally worried about that, but I was like, oh, okay, got it. Got to get this worked out. But like in my head, did I think that it was going to be a at minimum $1,000 fix. And then guess what? I went up to do my laundry, went up to switch my laundry. My washer wasn't working. It was stuck in the spin cycle or the drain. It was full. I had my comforter in there and it was full of water. Do you know how much a comforter weighs when it is full of water? It's like dead body status, like a lot of pounds. Had to get that out, wring it all out, do the best I can, get it out somewhere. Anyway, I got both of those things fixed in a day, and I do feel very, very, very lucky because it was $500 for both to be fixed. Now, the AC guy did tell me start saving for a new AC unit. I said, of course, that's on my list. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Love that. And it's just like, I will say it again, like, I don't regret being a homeowner, but like, these are stresses that do come with it. And I am scared. I was just talking to a friend of mine in California, and she wants to redo her kitchen or add onto a room and da da da. And it's just like, I mean, I can't even say the amount of money because it would hurt coming out of my throat. And that's just like, I mean, it's certainly not on my list. The only thing about my house is like I do want a yard. I do want a yard for my dogs slash foster dogs. But that's okay. It'll be my next home. Maybe I'll keep this home for a rental. But then I don't want to add one more thing to my list. So maybe I would hire someone to manage the rental. Mm. Anyway, that's at least 2 years down the line because you know, the thing, one of the incentives that I got to get the house was like somebody paid my down payment for me kind of thing. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know a lot about how I got this house. I don't know a lot about how I got this house. First time homeowner, great. Something about FAA, FFA, no, FAA. Don't ask me my interest rate. Don't ask me my interest rate. Don't ask me if I filled out the homestead paper. Don't ask me about property taxes. I'm just really raw dogging it. Don't ask me any questions. A client called recently. I was like, oh, I bought my home, a first time homeowner. He's like, oh, and what are interest rates out there in Texas? And I said, oh, I got a pretty good one. I have no idea. Leah, realtor friend, could you pop in here? What's my interest rate? No, I just know nothing about the house that I live in. I just pay the bill. So that's fine. Everything's fine. You guys might have seen last week that I found a stray dog. And like, listen, as you know, I'm now like an animal girl. I'm like an animal advocate. There's stray dogs everywhere. I'm not going to be able to pick up every stray dog in the entire world. Completely fine. And I have unfortunately had to drive past many a stray dog, but like most of those have been like those are when I say a stray dog is different than a street dog, in my opinion. A street dog is like, don't fucking touch that dog. That dog will rip your arm off. That dog was born and bred on the streets and has no business like engaging with a human. I've seen those before. Can't stop and get those. I was pulling out of my community recently after I took my own dog on a walk during lunch, and I saw this dog. She was prancing around like searching. It very obviously she was searching for something. And I was like, oh God, I'm supposed to be heading back to work right now. Oh my God, I don't know if I can stop. Oh, I have to stop. And I do keep a leash in my car for these exact instances in case I didn't have any treats. But anyway, so then as I parked my car and I was like, all right, I'm committed. I'm going to see if I can grab her. And part of me was like, probably won't be able to grab her. You know what I mean? And like, lucky for me, also unlucky for me, I did, because it is like a big responsibility to just go get a stray dog. Like, thankfully, I guess I kind of have like a system now. Like, I didn't have a foster dog at the moment, so I had the crate available. Like, otherwise, like, what am I gonna do with a stray dog? Like, for an I'm on my way back to work. Like, what are you gonna do? And so I understand why people can't just like stop for dogs all the time. But anyway, so I was able to grab her. She was barking at me. She was trying to pretend like she was mad, big mad, big mad. And I just sat down, my booty on the sidewalk, and just waited for her to get close. And she did. And I looped the leash around her. And now I had a dog. So then the steps from there, when you find a stray dog, I went to go see if she was microchipped. You can do it at any PetSmart or pet store, Petco, vet. They'll all scan for free. Good news. She had a microchip. Oh my gosh. So call the microchip place. They're like, great, let me call the number. Okay, they didn't answer. So then they call and they'll also send an email. I'm like, okay, perfect. And they're like, are you going to hang on to the dog? And I'm like, yes, for now I'm hanging on to the dog. If that changes, I will alert you. Um, and so like then I go back to like this dog is just obviously not used to being in a crate. She's just really barking a lot, kind of going a little crazy. I did give her some calming medication. Anyway, hadn't heard from the friggin' no one called back about the dog. And then um the dog was also not going to the bathroom. It was not going number one or number two, which really worried me because at any point was she going to have an accident in my house? And two, like that's not good. I can't imagine that's good for a dog to not go to the bathroom. If I caught her at 1:30 and it's now 9:30 p.m., she's not gone to the bathroom once and she's eating and drinking water. Like, hello. Anyway, so the next morning she finally peed after like an hour of sitting out there with her. And then on my way to work, I'm like, okay, let me call and see. First of all, I forgot to get her name. I was calling her Velma because Scooby Doo vibes. And then called the microchip company back, and they said, yeah, girly, her name is Martina, and yep, give her, we'll give the owners a call. She came back and she's like, oh, she answered, but she hung up because she only speaks Spanish. And I was like, well, call the girl back. Call her back. And she's like, okay, let me call her back. No answer. I'm like, okay, great. Well, you need to call, like, next time we call, we just have to say the dog's name. Like, if now we know she only speaks Spanish, so just say Martina. Like, forget about your, hi, this is friggin' Larry, Mary, Joe from Microchip Company. Like, they don't fucking care. Say the dog's name and that'll catch their attention. Like, come on, go outside the box a little bit. Because they won't give you the people's contact. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have the phone number or email. They just it had to go through them. So anyway, I'm like, well, can you get me a Spanish agent? She's like, yeah, I'll put a note in the system. I'm like, oh, that's not going to work. So then I called back a few minutes later and I asked for a Spanish agent. And they're like, you need to press the Spanish line. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know enough Spanish. If this person only speaks Spanish, like the agent, I'm not going to know Spanish. Like, can you, bilingual? I need someone bilingual. My manager said you just need to press the Spanish line. I'm like, okay, great. So I called back a third time to the Spanish line. I start speaking in Spanish, and the guy's like, ma'am, do you speak English? I'm like, yeah. Do you? He's like, yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. He called the woman, got a hold of her. A few hours later, reunited Martina and her mother. And I said this on my Instagram stories. It wasn't like the warmest reintroduction. You know what I mean? Like, it was a little lackluster, in my opinion. And like, everyone is going to have their own. Everyone's different. But your dog was missing for 2 nights and, like, I don't know. I mean, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna judge. She was very thankful, very worried about her. She got away after another dog. She was running after a dog, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, they're reunited and I don't have a stray dog in my house anymore. Thank God, praise Jesus, because that just was like not on I just didn't want that. I was taking a short break from fostering just until I get back from Seattle. So to have picked up a stray dog and having to deal with all that and the separate care of my dog and the dog was not dog friendly, blah, 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 blah. And after just going through dropping off Carmelo, my last foster for transport, I'm doing a lot better than I thought I would. Like when I dropped Perdita off, who was the dog that I almost like wanted to keep. I mean, that was sad. I like held it together until I got in the car and then I missed her for like a whole week. Carmelo, I sobbed into people's arms as I hugged them and put Carmelo on the van to go. But then I was okay on the weekend. Like I think maybe it's because I kept busy. I'm not totally sure, but overall, I did a good job. I miss him so much because he's so sweet and so snuggly and so warm and so cute. And one day I'll tell you guys. Well, I guess I can get into it a little bit now. Um, Carmelo and Pedro like got along famously. Carmelo did have heartworms. And so with that, you're on several different types of medication. One of the medications being a steroid. And if you have ever heard of roid rage before from humans, uh, that's what Carmelo ended up having. So he was getting along with Pedro fine. He was all good, all good, all good. And then he ended up, we think, I mean, I'm not a doctor or whatever, but me and the rescue basically diagnosed it as roid rage. All of a sudden, he became very randomly aggressive towards Pedro. And so I had them together for 3, 4 weeks, and then I had to separate them completely, and it was like a really scary, like uncontrollable. He would just like hulk out of nowhere, and so like, yeah, it was a stressful time. It was a stressful time. There's so many more details that I could give, but it just like kind of isn't really necessary. But like, I just knew that it wasn't him. I knew that he wasn't being himself. And so, rightfully so, friends and family were like, okay, so like, are you getting rid of Carmelo? Like, you can't have him because of, if he doesn't get along with Pedro. And it's like, no, I'm not giving up on Carmelo. I'm not giving up on him. Like, yeah, if this dog was just like animal aggressive and like tearing up my entire life and like physically, if he did physically, like there would be different. I know that there would be a million different scenarios that I would have to go through, but like I just knew that it wasn't him. And so, anyway, I think that's why I felt so attached to him, because basically I had to keep them separate for as the steroids got out of his system for about 5 days, and then I started to notice that he was like more coherent again. So then I started to reintroduce him to Pedro, and then it was completely fine again, and there was no other instances ever, and I just was so proud of him, so proud of myself, and so thankful for Pedro for just being along for the ride. If you're new here, Pedro is my dog, and I'm a big foster lady now, dog lady. So anyway, taking a break from fostering just probably until early December. And yeah, I just can't. I mean, it's something that I've definitely fallen in love with, and I'm like really just kind of organizing my house for. Like, it's a part of me now. So kind of crazy, kind of crazy. Oh, I wish this wine was not warm. That is a bummer. I need to get some ice cubes next time. Wanted to quickly highlight something that I feel like has just kind of like meant a lot to me. Well, in the spirit of the holidays, Thanksgiving, if you're into that sort of thing. I used to love Thanksgiving. It used to be my favorite holiday. No, it's not. Now I could really do without it. I mean, the food is great. Being around friends and family, love, cool. But like I used to like love the actual. I've talked about this before, I believe, but me and my sister and her family and their friends, we would all go camping in the desert in Cal City in California, and it was just like 5 6 days of fun. Like we would just like have RVs and campers like all circled around in the desert, and you would just snuggle up. It would be freezing cold, and you would just play great games and drink Bloody Marys and um, play games and drink Bloody Marys and ride dirt bikes or quads if that was your sort of thing. I tried a couple times, and like I'm just like too prone to being injured, so we don't really do that anymore. But anyway, now that tradition is over because of, divorce and stuff. But yeah, I'm just kind of whatever about it. But what was I saying? Oh, it is the time to be thankful. It's time to show that you're grateful. And I just wanted to like quickly highlight a couple things that have just meant that were like cool. Like there's small instances that maybe could have gone unnoticed or something, but they've made me stop and be like, cool. I went to an event recently, and Alexa from Alexa Darling Talk Show, I've been on her podcast, she's been on mine. Um, she just like kind of came up to me and gave me my flowers. She was like, girl, like you don't stop. Like your content is so consistent and your episodes are so consistent, and you can just tell, like I can just see you're working all the time, and like good job. And I was like, thank you. Like, oh my God, thank you for seeing that. Thank you. So I just think like it's a good reminder to just speak your thoughts out loud. Like, I mean, don't ask somebody if they're tired, but like give people their flowers when deserved or when you feel like it. You know what I mean? And whether that means telling someone you like their outfit or their shoes, or which, wait, speaking of shoes, I don't know if you can see these. Walmart, $25. Yeah, I know. Put you guys on. Anyway, so that was one thing that I wanted to just highlight. And then I recently had a friend, I needed to fill a guest spot, and I just like casually mentioned to a friend while I was with her that I was like, yeah, I just like had a last minute cancellation, I need to fill a guest spot. And like she could have just been like, okay, let me think about it. And like would have appreciated that. She said, yeah, let me think about it. Let me text someone right now. And then she texted me the next day saying that they weren't available. And she goes, I can't think of anyone else. Oh, wait, I do have somebody. Let me see. Let me call you back. Da da da. and she filled my guest spot. She took time and brain power to help a friend. Like, and I just need you guys to register that, like, again, I would have appreciated her being like, let me think if I know of anyone who would be a great guest for your podcast. She just actually like followed through, and it really meant a lot. Um, so shout out to Leah, who's also my realtor, who also told me what my um interest rate percentage is. Please, thank you, bye. Um, so really appreciate that. I just think that we all can slow down a little bit and tell someone that they're killing it. Tell someone that they look amazing and like mean it. Don't just say that out of nowhere. We are pro sex toys on Adultish Wines, whether it's for solo play, partner play, gift for a friend. I mean, I can personally vouch for Adam and Eve. I've bought a sex toy or 20. Adam and Eve is giving Adultish listeners a spankin' deal. See what I did there? You get 50% off of one item, 3 special bonus gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping. And free discreet shipping, by the way. Go to adamandeve.com to get 50% off the one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping. That's ADULTISH at adamandeve.com. Tell someone you appreciate them. Tell someone you respect them. Like once a day. No biggie. Kind of crazy episode per usual. What are we going to talk about next? Oh, yeah, wine or fine. Wine or fine. Replying K. Wine. Don't reply K. I think I used to reply K. I think someone once told me like stop replying K. You need to add KK or OK. K seems mad. K seems like aggressive a little bit. Like you're not too pleased with the answer. Like you really don't want to be agreeing to it, but you're saying K. Say okay or KK. Wine or fine. Slow walkers in crowded places. I put this on there because if you are walking out from the store to your car in the parking lot and you are walking diagonal and slow or checking your phone, I hate you, bro. What the hell? What the hell? Like you just lack like people. I need to get by. I need to get by because I'm trying to go to a parking spot or I'm trying to exit the shopping center. Be aware of your surroundings. That's a wine. Sneaking food into the movies. It's a fine. I thought of this because I saw a reel that said that they thought it like their parents told them that it was illegal. I thought it was illegal for the longest time to bring your own snacks into the movie theater. Now, I think it's like frowned upon at the establishment. Like I think that's one of their business rules, like at AMC, do not bring your own snacks kind of vibe. It's not actually illegal. Like you're not going to get arrested for it. Same thing with your light in your car. You can have that on at night. Why did we grow up? Did you guys grow up thinking that was illegal? I did. For sure. Who did I make that up? Did you guys think that as well? Hmm. Talking through movies at the theater. Shut up. That's a wine. Shut up. If you're going to talk through a movie, stick to your house. Watch a movie at your house. It is so distracting. Not to mention, I was just at a live podcast for Coffee Meets Vodka podcast. Great job, Rhea. Did your thing. That is a very hard thing to do, and I'm so excited for you. Now you have to do another one. But there were some people in the audience directly behind me. Like, your dog was really cute and you seem nice, but shut up. Love that you made a new connection. Love that you made a new friend. Be respectful of the show that's going on. I actually can't really hear what the host is saying because you guys are whispering at a yelling range. Like, and I know that happened during my live show. I remember there was people talking throughout the episode, like fun that you're laughing and commenting on like what the host is saying and stuff like that, but like keep it, just be respectful. Shh, shh, shh. Those are the wines or fines. That's kind of it. It's been a fun couple weeks. I did mention I'm going to Seattle. I'll let you guys know how that trip goes, and maybe you'll see some footage from that trip. Something that I've been wanting to do for a while is something I'm going to try there. So, TBD. Um, I don't know what else to say about that trip, so I'll update you guys later. Oh, but that's over Thanksgiving. I'm flying home on Thanksgiving, though. That's how much I don't care about Thanksgiving. I'm just like a cool girl who doesn't care about Thanksgiving. I did want to say, oh, my wine of the week. Oh, what was my wine of the week? What was my wine of the week? Oh, my wine of the week is PTO, paid time off at work if you're a corporate human. So I was not a corporate human before I started working at the company I do. And I've heard of companies that give like unlimited PTO and I have a lot of PTO at my job. I think they do a fair job of assigning that. So thankful for that. But I end up not using a lot of my PTO earlier in the year because I think I'm going to need it at the end. Like I think I'm going to need it for something. And for the past 2 years, I've lost out on PTO because we can transfer a certain amount over to the next year, which is great. And again, thank you for that. Shout out, shout out, shout out. But I always end up, so like what I'm doing now in in December is I'm like randomly just taking half days at work because I don't want to lose 40 hours of PTO. That's 4 full days of work. But then also, it's the end of the year. I work in a commission sales job. I have to be at work to make money. So, like, I guess the one of the week is myself and how I handle PTO. It's not my job because they give me a lot of PTO. But I need to be better about doing something with my PTO ahead of time. And then like if I run out at the end of the year, like girl, you ran out because you were having a great time. You did so much on your PTO throughout the year. Like stop hoarding this PTO. Can you guys remind me of that for next year? I'm not going to remember. One more shout out to these nails. Love you guys. One more sip of this warm wine. And I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.